Welcome back, dear friends of Green Ground, to another day of news, insight, and perspective from the world around us. Whether you're tuning in first thing in the morning or catching up after a long day, I'm Alvin, and I'm here to guide you through the most compelling international stories shaping our planet. Today, as always, I'll deliver the headlines with the warmth and depth you expect. So sit back, relax, and let's step into the stories that matter. Let's begin in Russia, where the streets of Moscow are filling with anticipation as the nation prepares to commemorate the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. This is a momentous occasion, marking 8 decades since the end of World War II, and the celebrations have taken on a particular significance this year. President Putin has announced a 3-day ceasefire, suspending combat operations from May 8th to May 10th. The move is intended to coincide with lavish Victory Day celebrations, which will see heads of state from around the world, including leaders from China and Belarus, gathering in Moscow. But here's the twist. This truce was declared unilaterally, meaning that while Russia has urged Ukraine to follow suit, there was no prior negotiation, and Ukrainian officials have dismissed the gesture as political theater. Some experts argue that without mutual agreement, ceasefires rarely hold, and indeed, just days before the truce, Russian air defenses were busy intercepting waves of Ukrainian drones. The events serve as a reminder of how, even during moments of commemoration, the realities of conflict and geopolitical tension loom large. It's a complex dance between history, national pride, and the ongoing struggle for stability in the region. Meanwhile, halfway across the world, tensions between India and Pakistan have surged once again, shaking the region, following a devastating attack. In Pahalgam, Indian forces responded by firing missiles across the border and targeting online platforms linked to banned terrorist groups. The strikes have been condemned by Pakistan as a blatant act of war, with reports of at least 31 lives lost. The situation has escalated so rapidly that air travel has been severely disrupted. Flights at 13 airports in northern India have been cancelled as authorities brace for further instability. This is a sobering reminder of how fragile the peace is between these two nuclear-armed neighbors, and how quickly violence can spiral beyond the control of governments and ordinary people alike. The world watches anxiously, hoping for restraint and dialogue, but the path forward remains uncertain. Not to be overshadowed, the Red Sea has also become a flashpoint in recent days. For the second time in a week, a naval fighter jet has been lost in the area, highlighting the volatility and unpredictability of this strategic waterway. The details are still emerging, but the incident underscores the broader instability in the region, where rival powers and local actors vie for influence and control. The Red Sea is not just a vital shipping route, it's a microcosm of the larger geopolitical currents shaping our world, and every lost asset there is a reminder of the human and material costs of conflict. Closer to the heart of global faith and tradition, a gathering of historic proportions is underway in Rome. Cardinals from 71 countries have assembled for what is being called the most geographically diverse papal conclave in history. The process to elect the next pope has begun, and the world's attention is riveted. There's a sense of anticipation in the air, not only among the faithful, but also in the betting markets, where speculation runs wild about who will take up the mantle of spiritual leadership. The conclave is a rare moment of unity and reflection, even as the world, outside the Vatican's walls, remains divided by war, politics, and uncertainty. Meanwhile, in Canada, a different kind of national conversation is unfolding. The Premier of Alberta has proposed a referendum on the province's separation from the country, signaling a growing wave of regional discontent and debate over national unity. Alberta, with its vast resources and distinct identity, has often chafed under the federal yoke, and this latest move is a bold assertion of local autonomy. The proposal raises important questions about the future of Canada. What does national identity mean in an age of shifting loyalties and competing visions of the future? The world will be watching as Alberta's residents weigh in on this defining question. Of course, today's news is not all about tension and division. Around the world, countries are pausing to commemorate the 80th anniversary of VE Day, when Nazi Germany surrendered and the long, bloody chapter of World War II in Europe finally came to a close. Ceremonies and reflections are taking place from Paris to Moscow, from London to Washington, as people honor the sacrifices of those who fought and perished in the struggle for freedom and democracy. It's a moment to remember not only the horrors of war, but also the enduring lessons of unity, courage, and hope, lessons that remain all too relevant as we navigate the challenges of our own time. As I reflect on today's headlines, I'm reminded that history is never really behind us. It's a living presence shaping our decisions, our conflicts, and our aspirations. The stories we've covered today, of commemorations and conflicts, of unity and division, are part of a larger narrative and each of us has a role to play in how that narrative unfolds. So friends, what do you make of these events? How do you see the world shaping up in the days ahead? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you found today's monologue engaging and insightful, please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to check the description for more information and links to today's stories. And as always, if you know someone who appreciates thoughtful, elegant news, share Green Ground with them. Together we can make sense of the world, one story at a time. Until next time, this is Alvin, signing off with gratitude and hope for a better tomorrow.